Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 4.
Here's a look at today's top 4 at 4. Fargo police say the man involved in this morning's shooting is now behind bars. Officers say it happened around 1 a.m. in the 1100 block of 2nd Avenue South. The caller told officers that the shooter was in the upstairs apartment and the victim was laying on the sidewalk by the house. Logan Aarons eventually surrendered to police officers and was arrested. He's now facing felony aggravated assault and burglary charges. And the man accused of killing a Grand Forks police officer is heading to trial. Samala Pendleton is charged with 2 counts of the murder for the deaths as well as 6 other charges. Deputies were serving an eviction notice at Pendleton's home when he began firing his AK-47. He injured 2 officers and fatally wounded another. He also killed a woman who was in the apartment with him. Pendleton's trial will start June 29th of next year. And Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech have announced they will apply today for an emergency use authorization for their experimental COVID-19 vaccine. An FDA advisory panel will meet early next month to review the request. And earlier this week, Valley News Live revealed a major coronavirus outbreak at the James River Correctional Facility. And now we're hearing from one of the 200 inmates affected. You can hear his story tonight on Valley News Live at 6. That wraps up today's top 4 at 4. Now let's get a first look at our weather with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hey, Hutch.
Hi, Callie. Hello, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Friday. Temperatures certainly cooled off, and after last evening's dose of snowflakes, it was a cooler day here. We still have a fair amount of cloud cover from Fargo and points north into northwest Minnesota, where temperatures are in the teens in Thief River, Baudette, and Roseau. The warm spot, Sisseton. Winds at times have been gusting over 20 miles per hour, but places are starting to see those subside. I expect that trend to continue into your evening. A look in at our live shot from the Dakota Magic Casino there at exit 1 on I-29. Temperatures in Fargo will slip down into the low 20s for most of the evening. Light winds and decreasing clouds. All in all, it's chilly. You'll need that jacket. Sunset coming up here at 4:47. Callie, coming up, we have a weekend with a couple of different types of weather. One day that'll be nice and warm, another day that looks a little cooler. I'll have details on all that in just a few short minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch. And concerns over staffing shortages in North Dakota hospitals was a big topic in Governor Doug Burgum's press conference today. He says it's up to the community to slow the spread of COVID-19, adding there's worry about a possible spike in cases after Thanksgiving. The governor said
personal responsibility that's going to make a difference. And this personal responsibility can be by teammates, by coaches, by family members. The decisions we make about what mitigation we participate in.
Burgum also said many people are taking advantage of the state's public health hotline. Here's that number if you have any feedback or questions. It's 1-866-207-2880. And with winter just around the corner, Fargo Public Schools has released their snow day plans. FPS said in an email this afternoon that school will be canceled for the first 2 snow days that fall Monday to Thursday. If there's a snow day on a pre-planned Friday distance learning day, it's business as usual. The first 2 snow days will be made up on April 30th and May 17th. Any additional snow days will either be distance learning days or will be canceled with no makeup required. And 2 West Fargo high schools have been associated with a scam aimed at school sports funding. The district says Sports Media Marketing, a company based in Texas, is targeting local businesses, soliciting payments supposedly in support of sports at Cheyenne and West Fargo high schools. The company claims that payments from businesses will get them exposure in the form of signage and T-shirts, but West Fargo Public Schools says this isn't true. The company is not affiliated with the district at all. And Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar held a press conference this morning discussing the distribution of a potential coronavirus vaccine. She also urged the Trump administration to facilitate the transition for President-elect Joe Biden.
I think you all know there's an issue with the transition to the next administration going on right now in Washington. It makes it really important that Joe Biden be able to get his team in place so they can get informed of what's going on, so that they can get the vaccine out there as soon as possible.
She went on to say that this isn't a matter of Washington politics, it's about the safety of Minnesotans. She also praised Biden's coronavirus team, which includes a doctor from the University of Minnesota. And a North Dakota man is dead after rolling his SUV near Dickinson. The Highway Patrol says the victim's car left the road last night, rolled through a fence, and ended up in a field. He was a 26-year-old from Taylor, North Dakota. And dozens of nurses from the U.S. Air Force are being deployed to North Dakota to help fight the surge of COVID-19 cases in area hospitals and nursing homes. The backup is coming from bases all over the country, including Florida, Ohio, and Maryland. The critical care nurses will be split into teams to support staff at Essentia and Sanford and Fargo, All True and Grand Forks, plus hospitals in Bismarck and Minot. The help is coming from FEMA after a request by Governor Doug Burgum. And North Dakota isn't the only state getting help from the federal government. In Minnesota, paramedics and EMTs will soon get help from FEMA as they work to keep up with the high volume of patient transport. According to the Minnesota Health Department, the demand for relocating COVID patients has increased nearly 500% in the last 3 weeks and is still rising. Paramedic David Prescott says the help will serve as a much needed stress reliever.
People are working beyond their capacity, but they're coming in because they know that people need to be moved.
The president of the Minnesota Ambulance Association said that with so much attention going to nurses and doctors, paramedics feel like they've been forgotten. But thanks to FEMA, help is on the way. And if you're wondering how you can spread some holiday cheer, we'd like to remind you of our virtual food drive. We're teaming up with the Great Plains Food Bank, and we'd really like for you to get involved. To find out more about how you can help local families in need, download our free VNL News app, look for the virtual food drive, and click to donate. And coming up on Valley News Live at 4, President Trump invited 2 top Michigan lawmakers to the White House today, a move that some say is an attempt to overturn the state's election results. We'll have those details next.
And we had an icy start to the day up in the Devil's Lake Basin after last evening's layer of snow caused some slippery streets. All in all, it was a quiet weather day to close out our work week, but we have some hitches in the giddy up this weekend. Details are next.